everybody, and thank you for joining me to another thrilling episode of This Week in Real Estate. So, if you recall, I missed last week's This Week in Real Estate, and sorry about that. But as is typical, sometimes things just kind of pop up and you need to take care of them, then all of a sudden you can't get to another thing. So I try to schedule these at the same time. Put it on my calendar and just do it at the same time every week and push it out at the same time as well. It just sometimes it doesn't work out. So there are some days that are just really busy, and then it's been nice. I've had a couple office days, if you will, where I know it may not look like it, but clean up and take care of paperwork and catch up on a few things. So which is typical kind of for this type of year or time of year after school kind of gets in. That's what I would consider a normal cycle at this point. It's still very busy, as you're going to see, but we've had some good days where we can just kind of catch our breath and kind of go from there. So it's been a good couple weeks. So the market report saw a little bit of movement in Delaware County. So we have 140 active listings, which is up, and then 136 pending listings, which is also up. So they kind of counteract each other a little bit. And then Randolph County, we are at 30 active listings, which is down a little bit, and then 39 pending, which is about the same. So those are just, as of the day I record these snapshots. So it doesn't always tell the whole story. It's something I don't go over, or haven't, I guess, is days on market. And so I'm getting a lot of questions from people getting ready to sell their homes, or just people just inquiring about how long places are taking to sell. And so in the last 12 months or so, you heard about all these, 1 day on market, 2 days on market, which was totally true. When you look at the average, when you look at the entire average, which you're going to have some properties out there that just don't sell and they're on the market forever. And then you have the ones that go really quick. So just the average, we haven't seen much of any movement to this point. So I looked over the past 3 months versus the prior 3 months versus the prior year. And in our general area, it really hasn't changed all that much in the sold properties. In general, are things slowing down? I would say yes, but not dramatically. So some of these recent sales that I've been a part of, we've still seen some multiple offers and going over asking and stuff like that. I wouldn't call it the norm at this point as it was maybe 12 months ago, but it still kind of happens. And so we're sliding into what I would consider either the new normal or kind of where we came from, to where, it may take a few weeks to sell a property, which is not such a bad thing. It's more of a healthy market than we've seen the last couple years as things went kind of nutty. So any questions about that, I'm happy to talk to anybody about that. I think it's fun. So on to the good, the bad, and the ugly. So lots of good things the last couple weeks. So we had a slew of closings. So we closed a property on State Road 27 in Winchester, a property out in the country in Ridgeville, a property out in the country near Cowan, one on Vista View, north side of Muncie, one in Henry Street here in Farmland, and a property, wooded property in Moreland, and then a new construction just yesterday in Parker. So those were the closings of the last couple weeks. We also got a couple pending ones, one in Modoc and one on Angling Road here in Farmland. So obviously that's pretty busy, but also had a new listing come out just yesterday afternoon. And that is in Albany. That's a quadplex, kind of an investment property, really nice. So check that out. Prior post probably to this video. Anyway, nice, like I said, investment property, 4-unit. The stuff, if you will, that's in process. So we have some inching closer to closing. So we have another property in Ridgeville that appraisal came back. So that was good. And then hopefully coming up, I guess, the coming up segment, hopefully closing another one somewhat quickly. Everything seems to be in line with that one. So on top of all that, we had a few showings kind of sprinkled in, have a few showings today that we'll get to as well. And then I think the last episode, I mentioned watching an auction property here in Farmland. So I did place a bid on that, didn't get it. And so hopefully who did get it, hopefully they just put a little time and effort and get that thing shined up, because it really wasn't that bad, a little rough in spots, but hopefully they come in and, you know, make that house a little bit nicer, kind of spruce up the street as we're at it. So so good for them. And then on the personal side of things, we had a couple trips over the past 2 weeks. So we have my side of the family, we do get just kind of a short getaway within a few hours and just get together and just hang out in general. So we did that, and then that was over last weekend, and then came back kind of for a birthday trip for myself. Took the family down to Louisville and caught a few of the kind of touristy stuff there, and were able to go into New Albany. They had a kind of a water type splash park with pools and slides and stuff. Kids enjoyed that, and it was fun for me as well. And then went to a Louisville Bats game, and not too many people working any longer that I used to work with, but it was definitely fun to get back there and check all the improvements to that stadium, just catch a game, and just nice and relaxing. Then the next day, took the kids to the Bat Factory, the Louisville Slugger Bat Factory, and then walked across the street to the Kentucky Science Center. And so that was a kind of a whirlwind trip. Kind of packed it in, and definitely fun. On to the bad. So nothing terrible, but had a couple conversations here recently. People either in an estate situation or just saying, hey, you know, we want to sell our house as is, which is fine. You can totally do that depending on your buyer's loan type. So the last couple scenarios is where like an FHA or USDA or a VA borrower, they kind of have all the same conditions when it comes to property condition. And so they came back with, the appraiser said, yes, it's worth what you're paying for it, but these are some items that need fixed. We had some plate covers, electrical outlet covers missing, and like a little bit of peeling paint on a door jamb or something like that. And I just had to kind of explain, this is not really the buyer asking for these things, because the buyer's taking the house as it sits, you know, no problems there. It's just the lender, in order to get it through, we'll say FHA qualifications, this is what they're requiring. And so just slight misunderstanding, and so not a big deal, but it's something that I try to hit on the front end when we take these offers, and sometimes people forget, or they just have it kind of in their mind, hey, this is as is, remember. And yes, but to get the money, to get the loan, we're going to have to put in a little bit of work. So the ugly, so nothing ugly to report. We are fine there. And so then coming up, do have a closing today on Beacon Street in Muncie. Have a listing coming up on Monday. It's very nice, and so excited to get those coming up on Tuesday. Pictures are Monday. Excited to push that one out, and then hopefully looking at another listing kind of in between Selma and Muncie. We're doing that in the middle of the week. And then maybe even another closing or so. Off the personal side of things, we have the Youth Symphony Orchestra auditions this weekend, and that's always fun to see the kids do that. And then I will start beating the drum of Chili Cook-Off. So that is coming on October the 1st. It's the first Saturday in October, and looking to kind of beat our participation last year. We had 10 individuals / teams participate, and a good crowd, and so I thought that was very good. So really want to hit 10 or more. 15 teams would be awesome. See all the tents up, making tons of chili, and so excited about that, and hope everybody, if you're not willing or able to participate in the cooking, come on out and eat it. So that was it. Longer video since it kind of spanned 2 weeks. Appreciate you guys hanging in there. And so until next time, I'll see you.